But
Yeah.
besides all that, I got a very important question to ask you. What have you been jamming since the last episode?
Yeah, I ain't been jamming much, but I got a few things we could talk about. I jammed Sailor album. I don't know if you did.
Let's talk about it.
Hey, let's talk about it.
About it. Let's
Let's
talk
talk
about it.
about it. How many times you listen to it?
I listened to it once. I wanted to listen to it again, but I had to remember I had to listen to the Snoop. So the Snoop is what
Yeah.
took away from that second Sailor listen. But I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it as well, B. I, I,
Uh,
I, br-
Go
I
ahead. Go ahead.
breezed through it the first time, and then I actually got a full listen to it this morning just to like get a
Mm,
refresher. And I enjoyed it as well, man. You know, she I know she's facing a little a cultural appropriation type of
yeah.
controversy. And I saw her little response. I know we talk about the music, but I just had to bring, add a little context of like who
Yeah,
she is,
we got to
Sailor.
bring this in.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, let me listen to this album. So I listened to it. I understand the controversy, B.
Wait, so was you going to listen to the album before her response, or did you listen to it after the response?
I listened to it after, but I was gonna listen to it because
Okay.
we talked about it last week. But me
Hmm.
seeing that made me go, all right, let me go check this out just to see what the controversy stems from.
Hmm.
And yeah, beyond, I kind of understand it because hearing her talk in an interview,
It
it's a
don't
little
reflect
different.
what how she was singing. It doesn't reflect the words, or
Yeah,
as they say on Twitter, the AAVE,
the
the
AAVE,
African
huh? Yeah,
American Vernacular, whatever it's
vernacular.
called, whatever that term is called. I forgot the acronym itself,
But
but
B,
basically, when you're talking about talking like a black, god dang it,
right. But B, I can't lie.
music
Good
fire though,
tunes.
music
Some good
fire though.
tunes. I was like,
What
hold
I
up.
be saying? Ethical hoops.
Hey, bro, I was vibing. I was like, hold up, bro. I like the sincerity was dope. I was like, man, that was a dope track. Bitches Brew not bad. I was like, hold up, bro. I'm
Hmm.
vibing with this.
Hmm.
It's nothing on here. I was like, yeah, I'm good with. I like that she kept it short and sweet. It's like an introduction, but
Hmm.
she gave you some vibes, B, and that I could tell
B.
that she's a SZA baby a little bit. She gave me a
I
little
about to
SZA
say
vibes.
let's come on. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. She sounds like
Hmm.
SZA.
She sound like SZA
Except
B.
to me, she sounds like a more clear SZA.
Hmm.
That's the thing.
Cause
I can
SZA,
hear what she's saying well.
So I went to she has a Wikipedia and I didn't watch no interviews or nothing, but they say her influences was like it was a lot of people not named SZA though. I'm like
The one
you
person she sounds like.
I'm like the person you sound like the most that you grab most of your art from, like your
Hmm.
style. You didn't even list her as an influence. You probably could find it in an interview, but this was Wikipedia I was on, but like
Hmm.
come on man. I'm like get out of here.
Your
Cause
facts,
you a SZA baby.
facts. A
SZA
complete
loved
SZA
those.
baby.
And check out the cover. SZA loved those bugs. Come on, SZA
Hmm.
had gave birth to her, bro. Come on, get out of here.
Oh
What
my
you think, B?
god.
What you think, B?
Overall for me, the project is called from Florida's Finest, and to me, the one thing I liked about this project, right, is that Sailor doesn't take herself too seriously. So that was
Hmm.
the one thing where I was just like, all right, this feels jovial. It feels a bit young, but it feels like there's a lot of fun to be had with it. She's obviously using a lot of hip and young terms that we all like know and can understand right now. So I think this is definitely going to be a product of its time because later on, when these words ain't really being used, it might be harder for certain people to attach to it. It's kind of like on Mean Girls when they say the word fetch and they're like, dude, that's not going to catch on or whatever. That kind of reminds me of a lot of the vernacular she's using. I know she got a lot of flack for using the term Pookie in one of her songs for Pookie's Requiem. But overall, for me, I think, yeah, the only songs I didn't really like, and that's because they weren't songs, was the interludes itself. But I do like the fact that she has a lot of fun with this project. Vocally, she comes off a lot like SZA. She's never going to beat those allegations, sadly. But I think she makes enough of her personality be shown on here to where it's like, you're not a SZA. SZA comes off very it comes off a bit more serious, but also very delusional with SZA. This it comes off like fun delusional, like she's just like crazy in the head. And she accepts this and she puts it on wax, and I enjoy this right here. Not saying I don't enjoy SZA. SZA is come on, SZA. But I'm saying for someone like this, while she does sound like SZA, she makes it enough of her own to where the music and subject matter itself, it doesn't sound like SZA in terms of like lyrically. Obviously,
Yeah,
she's not
cause
lyrically gifted like SZA. It sounds very young. It sounds a bit
mhm.
immature-ish. It sounds very toxic. it has those things about it, but I really do like this project overall though. I get the whole cultural appropriation thing, but she was like, "Hey, I make music. I understand the space I'm in, but I'm still making music. You know, I put work and effort into this. So it's like if you're gonna listen to it, you're going to. If not, then hey, you're not."
Yeah. Yeah. She has some little catchy little things she was saying, but yeah, when it comes to like lyrical content of like songwriting, like SZA, yeah, it's above, especially because SZA speaks on all type of other things like women, uh,
Mhm.
insecurities and things like that. She kind of she didn't really
Certain
get in
relationship
depth like
dynamics and stuff like that.
yeah stuff like that. So come on, Normal Girl is one of my favorite SZA songs. Drew Barrymore, come on, classic. Yeah,
Hmm.
Control is my favorite SZA project. I think it's her best
Hmm.
work. But
Hmm.
anyways, but Sailor, like you said, B, it was cool, man. Like a lot of playfulness. She said one line, "At least you effing me when you bending me over, when you bend me over, whatever." What'd she say?
Hmm.
Yeah,
I forgot the lyric,
at
but I
least you
know.
bending me over when you effing me. That's what she
Mhm.
said. Yeah, little stuff like that. I'm like, okay, she getting effed over, but at least you bending me over. All right, okay, I got you.
And that's why I'm talking about that playful nature of like she don't take it too
Hmm.
seriously. Like it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, you're saying like these things that are hurtful, but it's like you kind of making a joke out of it, or it's like, all right, I ain't gotta feel bad for you now.
Yeah. So I think it was a cool project.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I thought
listen
it
to
was
it
a
a
cool
little
project
more.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely in that. If you like SZA, you might like this. This is in that same
Hmm.
range of like R&B pop, more heavy on the pop leaning stuff, but R&B vocally wise. So yeah. I enjoyed this project. Sailors from Florida's Finest. She turns into a roach, like the Animorph covers from back then when we was in school. Some of you guys actually might be too young for that reference. So yeah. But B, since we both talked about that project, do you want to go next? You want me to go next? What we doing?
You can go next since I started off first.
All right. So I tried to get through some of my backlog of music that I wanted to listen to, and I listened to Soul Child's "Bad B Words Can Be Conscious Rappers Too," little 2-pack EP. I thought it was cool. I've talked about Soul Child on here before. She's like in that J. Cole Rhapsody lane of like underground rapping women, and so I thought these were two cool songs. Not much for me to say about it because I only listened to each of these tracks once, but overall, as Don would say, like I say, ethical hoops, ethical rapping.
Hmm.
Uh, I enjoyed it, but I am waiting for an album. I do want another project from Soul Child because I liked her previous two or three projects that she came out with. But yeah, this little 2-pack to hold people over, her on the radar freestyle that she had like a few months ago during Christmas. I think that she's been doing a really good job so far. But yeah, bad B words can be conscious rappers too. Like I said, she's in that Rhapsody and J. Cole vein of like rapping and production styles and stuff like that. Overall, I enjoyed it. But B, what's your next project and or song?
Oh man, my next song is gonna be, a friend of the show, technically with Quadri. He dropped a little single, I think like a week or so ago.
Hmm.
It's called My Friend the Fugitive. So it's like,
Okay.
he's still playing on his storytelling of like I don't know if this stems from the last album, but he just it's a quick song, like a minute and 22 seconds. But he's good doing his storytelling thing over some dope production by I think his name Toomey or whatever. I think they should do more work together, man, because this sounded really good. I liked it. I love the beat on it. I love how Quadri raps on it, bro. And if you guys want to check it out, man, check it out, man. Check out Quadri. I thought it was a little longer at first, but I'm like, I looked at it like, dang, it's a short song, but
Hmm.
it was cool though. Cool listen, cool listen. But B, I think that's it.
That's it for you?
B. I didn't get to listen to much, bro. I got it to listen to the Amine album, but I didn't finish it,
Hmm.
and I totally forgot the Valet album. B. I'm so mad. I played one song the first, and I was just like, "Ooh, I can't believe I forgot." Dang. I totally forgot, bro.
I
So
forgot the Valet
that's
came out as well. I
so
forgot
that'll
as
be
well.
so next week on what I'm jamming. Those two albums will be on there because I'm definitely gonna listen to those
All right.
this week. So what about you?
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit these real quick. I listened to Nav's Deluxe for On My Way to Rexdale. Listen to Deluxe, and there's a cool little few songs that he put on there. I wish he would have made this a separate EP rather than adding it to a deluxe because sometimes when it comes to this deluxe name, it's like I get why you doing it, but it's like I rather if you just put these on like some separate EP of like the Return to Rexdale or something like that because it's in that sonic vibey range that Nav usually goes over with the atmospheric production. Nothing too heavy, but he did have a few songs. I was like, oh, okay, you caught my attention with these Nav. But overall, I did like the collection of songs that he had on here. I just wish that I feel like the album itself had a cool ending already at the end. Adding these deluxe tracks, I'm just like, kind of stretching the album out, even though the original album was like 30 something minutes, and now it's 50 something minutes with these deluxe songs. Next thing I listened to, Neverland by Kid Cudi. Definitely in that
Mm-hmm.
emo rockish vein. Actually was cool with this song from Kid Cudi. I'm like, all right, this is the Kid Cudi I wanted back because Man on the Moon 3 was not it. Insano, not the Nitro Mega Pack because that one was fire, but Insano was not it. Man on the Moon 3 was not it. This was it. I'm like, all right, Cudi's being his unique self, which I really enjoy Cudi doing because I don't like it when he's trying to sound like everybody else. To me, it's just whack. Um, I gotta talk about another thing. Timeless remix with Doechii on there. I
Oh,
had to
I
see what
listened to
all the
that.
hullabaloo. You did?
Yeah, listen, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Don't talk about this, B. I didn't like this. I also am in the vein of like I don't think this song needed a remix. I'm like whatever the remix is, it's not going to trump the original song. So I was like I don't need a remix. Doechii to me didn't have presence on here. To me, she didn't fit on the song. This felt like a label slash power play. It didn't feel genuine. I'm like she just wasn't needed, especially with a song like
Hmm.
this. Especially when it's in the vein of the actual album itself. This this song was not needed. Also, I heard weekend that your movie is garbage, but that's besides the point. But yeah, this right here, it didn't need a remix, but also to me, Doechii wasn't a commanding force. She didn't have good presence. Obviously, Doechii can rap, yes, we all know that, but she just wasn't a good fit on this song, nor did this song need a remix. B, what are your thoughts?
I didn't remember it. I listened to it and don't remember it. That's how that's how I felt about the song.
Yeah, um,
I totally forgot I listened to it, B. I totally forgot. I did. I listened to it.
it
But I know she
we
kind of
cannot
got
say
her
it
look,
exists.
her Kendrick little felt like a little Kendrickish.
You talking about
How
that
she
little
tried to
voice, a little high
the
pitched
little
thing, or the
the
flow?
little high pitch and then the little flow she tried to get into. But other than that, bro, I'm like, this song didn't need a remix, bro, at
Yeah,
all.
it didn't. I really enjoyed the original version. This is not to say that we hate Doechii because I know a lot of people are riding the hate train for Doechii right now. But yeah, this song just wasn't needed. I know I've seen a lot of people hating this on Twitter, and I'm like, are these people that are genuinely hating it, or are y'all just haters of Doechii? Listen to it, I'm like, the haters got a point. They got a point. And the last
Hate
thing I
is
listened
valid.
facts. Last thing I listened to, shout out to that boy Z2 Legit. He came out with a collab project with Cash Grimm, who I have not heard of, called Cash
Hmm.
2 Legit. It's a little collab project that those two had together. Z2 Legit.
I,
I
dang, I
was
didn't
familiar
check it
with your
out.
game. I didn't know it came out until showed me in my Spotify, and I'm like, oh, okay, finally Spotify is doing its job like it's supposed to. Z2 Legit, man, you gotta text me when you coming out with the projects, man, because a whole bunch of music comes through our pipeline, especially through the news outlets. You gotta let us know, man. We can put this stuff on the music releases. But
Oh,
yeah,
you talking
Cash
about
to
this?
Legit.
What it's
What?
called again?
Cash to Legit, like
Yeah,
Z2 Legit, but you
yeah,
put a
yeah,
cash in front. Yeah,
yeah.
and so it's called in parentheses Spoken Chrome. It's like that. It's that Texas to LA like connection type thing
Dang,
happening.
did he tell me about? I was with him last week. I don't know if he told me about this one, but he got something coming out with his brothers, bro. Little sneak
But
peek.
oh, he gave you the little sneak
Oh
peek.
yeah. And he also shout out to my guy, bro. He was doing a little show in LA today. This weekend. He been out
Oh,
there.
that's
He was telling
fire.
me. He was telling me, and I've been seeing him on Snapchat, but he told me last week that he was gonna be out there. So he out there, V, doing him a little show. You know what I
Hey,
mean? Hey
hey!
man, I'm happy.
Congratulations to Z2 Legit, man. I'm happy to see him living his dream, man.
Yes, sir. He was telling me some stuff, bro. Hey, that boy out here putting in the work, V. He
Hey,
ready.
pulling a few strings, giving the boss calls. Hey, I
Mm-hmm.
respect it, man. But yeah, I listened to this project. It's less than, I think it's around like 30 minutes, maybe. It was a cool
I
little
think it's
track. It
20,
was very fun,
23.
vibey. Okay, cool, cool. Yeah, it was cool, fun. It got me in that fun vibe, and I like the fact
Mm-hmm.
of Z2 Legit is he's definitely gotten better, especially when it comes to
Mm-hmm.
being on beat. Because we reviewed his first project about a bag, enjoyed that. But coming to this, I'm like, all right, I see that you've upgraded in certain things, and I'm like, all right, you've upgraded in your quality, how to make these songs, better hooks,
Mm-hmm.
better beat selection as well. And like I said, just flowing on the beat itself. I really do enjoy it. I'm liking the progression I'm seeing from Z2 Legit. And shout out to Gash Grimm because he was definitely a cool, like Not
Add on.
offsetter, but cool balance to
Okay.
balance out Z2 Legit. That way, he's not doing all the work. He has someone else to bounce off of and make a collaborative project with this. But yeah, Cast 2 Legit, Spoken Chrome. Make sure y'all check that out if y'all have not already. And B, that's about it for what I've been jamming.
All right, man.
Let us know what y'all been jamming down in the comment section down below.
Man, shout out to Beyond Beats and Culture.